overflowing hospitals and extremely long wait times.
We need to declare a state of emergency.
The plea from doctors as the healthcare system struggles. Looking at long-term water solutions.
We always knew the pipe was operating in a reduced capacity and in a real fragile state.
While work continues to repair the latest water main break. And their time to shine.
We're really interested in finding out how wildlife is moving through Fish Creek Provincial Park.
Critter cameras uncover the secret lives of the park's most elusive residents.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jordan Cannigan.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Alberta doctors say emergency departments across our province are in crisis mode. Less than 3 weeks after an Edmonton man died waiting for hospital care, long waits and crowded rooms still punctuate health centres. As Tim Brook explains, doctors say our emergency care needs some emergency help.
John Henn waited 3 full days inside the Peter Lougheed Centre emergency section.
I was counting ceiling tiles. I brought a sociology textbook. I finished it in the first 24 hours, and then after that was just listen to music, I guess.
A boring stay for needed help, but Henn says he's lucky. He actually had a chair to sit and wait in.
It just seemed like they didn't have places to put people, and then all of the upstairs units were full, and that just caused massive backloads downstairs.
Across the street, Avo Wahlberg is still waiting for his 90-year-old mother who broke her hip.
She's been in the hospital now for 3 days, but it's an emergency in the sense that the physicians feel it should be done within 24 hours.
Doctors tell us it's past time for the province to step in.
Our entire province's healthcare system is in crisis. We need to declare a state of emergency.
Doing so would allow for temporary measures that may improve the system. It could mean emergency funding or load leveling, which would move patients out of busy centres and into facilities that can handle them.
Often, frequently, we have people in 10 out of 10 abdominal pain with no pain medications, no comfort, nowhere to sit comfortably for 12 hours in our emergency department because we can't get them in.
In the last 24 hours, we've seen the queue at Rocky View exceed 5 hours and the one at the South Health Campus reach 8 hours and 20 minutes. At one point, the wait at Peter Lougheed was 10.5 hours. Even those staffing Calgary's fastest emergency department say they're underwater.
So right now today, we're 130% over capacity. We've started doubling up rooms on most of the different floors of the units to handle the increased patient load.
Alberta's minister in charge of hospitals and surgical health services denied a CTV News interview request. A statement says the province will continue to monitor system pressures closely and work with health system partners to respond to challenges as they arise. It adds recent investments in acute and continuing spaces should alleviate some concerns soon, but the government will not commit to declaring that state of emergency. It's not what many doctors want to hear.
I would just respond, how many more patients have to die in our waiting room before they'll step up and show some leadership?
Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, we've seen nearly 2,000 more hospital admissions for the flu this year compared to the same time last year. But doctors say rapid population growth and underfunding are the major causes here, and clogs at the continuing care level are making matters worse by taking up valuable hospital space. Well, new tonight, Calgary police are investigating a suspicious death in Canyon Meadows. Investigators say a woman in her 80s was found dead in a southwest Calgary home. They were called to the 13,000 block of Canterbury Gardens just before 11 o'clock this morning. Detectives are now searching the neighborhood for security camera footage. They're also looking to speak to witnesses. It's unclear why police are treating the death as suspicious. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. Emergency repairs are underway on a critical section of the Bearspaw South feeder main. City officials say crews have replaced the damaged section, but it will still take days of testing and pressure stabilization before water can flow safely again. Mark Villani has the latest.
Construction crews are digging in as the city digs its way out of a water crisis.
They're still several important steps before the pipe can go back into service.
Workers have now successfully removed this damaged section of the Bearspaw South feeder main and welded in a new pipe segment. Backfilling of soil is also underway and road repairs will follow. Once that's done, a 7-kilometer section will need to be refilled with 22 million liters of water over a 48-hour period.
During the filling stage, the pipe will experience an increase in pressure, which increases the risk of stress and potential further breaks.
But if the pipe is refilled with no issues, water testing then begins. If that's successful, the system can stabilize.
The end of this immediate repair is in sight. We are turning a corner. But I want to be very clear. We are not in the clear yet.
Not in the clear, considering the city's water system remains under strain, with water consumption entering an unsustainable zone for first responder emergencies. Right now, the Glenmore Water Treatment Plant is delivering 3 times the water it normally would.
It's like draining your phone battery too far. The storage tanks cannot recharge overnight, leaving less reserve for the next day.
All the while, finger pointing over who's responsible for this all continues.
This crisis has many parents.
An independent report cited 2 decades of deferred maintenance and weak risk management for Calgary's water system. It said previous councils just kept kicking work down the line. CTV reached out to former mayors Dave Braun-Connier and Jody Gondek, who each declined comment. Nahid Nenshi said he was unavailable, but some longtime former city councillors are still weighing in.
With the tremendous pressure to continue to grow outward, there was always pressure at budget time to cut costs.
Whether we build a different city or not is a big question, and you have people who don't want to build a different city.
But this mayor hopes to change that.
As your mayor, I am taking personal responsibility.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
Crews have also started removing sections of flood barriers and installing new ones near Parkdale to help communities if another failure occurs. There's still no firm timeline for the reopening of the road. Officials are stressing the urgency of water conservation, but it doesn't appear everyone is doing their part. As Calgary's water use remains dangerously high, some say it's tough to cut down, while others say it's crucial that everyone works together to get through yet another water crisis. Stephanie Thomas reports.
Hannah Wilson's baby Henry sometimes gets bottles of breast milk, which means there's lots and lots of dishwashing for the new mom.
You can't really be letting these things sit. You really have to make sure they're soapy and watery and all clean because he could get infected.
Even as people are trying to cut back on water use, some Calgarians say they are feeling tapped out by the ongoing feeder main failure.
I feel like we've known about the water shortage or crisis here for a long time, so after it gets repetitive, it kind of gets to be a bit more tedious.
Still, other residents say they are being extra conservative with their water use out of community spirit.
I believe that we all have like a role in the city and like we all have an important job to do, like just as citizens of Calgary.
There's a growing list of water restrictions to bring the water supply back to a sustainable level. In addition to limiting flushes, keeping showers under 3 minutes, and running only full loads to clean dishes and laundry, now city facilities are closing steam rooms and posting signs to keep showers short. Commercial indoor car wash businesses are not under restrictions. The city says they recycle 85% of their water.
Well, I don't like rusty cars and I don't like dirt on them, so I was surprised that this place is still working. So
communications experts say the city could do more to express urgency and increase compliance.
We only recently started seeing that the reason why it is not sustainable is because it will affect fire, as an example, fire response in the city. I think that's a really clear line to draw.
Fire officials say the situation is a matter of life and death.
Absolutely. If water's compromised, that's going to affect our tactic going into an incident like that and possibly making decisions that we don't want to make.
Although water supply through pipes is center focus, experts say demand also needs an overhaul.
But it's tough to do that suddenly, which is why I think we have to have a long-term strategy towards that.
Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
Basu says community development needs to be able to reuse grey water more often, especially because aging water infrastructure is likely to keep failing. bring in Danielle now, and another mild one today. Is it too soon to look ahead to the weekend? Because it's going to be nice.
Let's do this. Looking ahead to the weekend, very warm temperatures. But we have one more day. For example, tomorrow will be a lot like it was today. Mild and cool to start. So with the wind chill to kick off the day, went off to work and off to school, wind chill of -13. By the afternoon, though, around that noon hour, the winds will kick in again out of the west. It won't be an exceptionally windy day in the city, just about 20 kilometers per hour, but that should be just enough to get us up to +1 in the afternoon. The clouds will also increase in the afternoon. That warmer forecast coming up.
Thank you, Danielle. Dramatic video to show you of a robbery at a Calgary jewelry store caught on tape. You can hear glass breaking and what appears to be several men taking off in a pickup truck parked out front. It happened at the Shymoon Jewelers on Dalhousie Drive. There was a lot of damage inside, display cases smashed, and glass was strewn across the floor. Police tell us no one was hurt and that the investigation is ongoing. Calgary police say they've reduced social disorder at the Chinook LRT station. They're crediting an 18-hour, 2-day blitz in December. It involved police along with Calgary Transit, community clinicians, and social workers. Officials say 11 charges were laid and 1 weapon seized. 5 encampments were identified and cleaned up, and 70 people were referred to social agencies. Victims sexually assaulted by 2 longtime Calgary teachers have until later this month to join a multi-million-dollar class action lawsuit. A settlement of more than $15 million was reached in November in a suit first filed against the teachers and the Calgary Board of Education in 2021. The suit alleges Michael Gregory and Fred Archer, who both taught at John Ware schools, abused dozens of students from the late 1980s to 2004. As part of the settlement, the CBE apologized to the victims. Lawyers say just over 40 people are parts of the class action right now. Any other victims who still haven't joined have until January 26th to do so.
The important thing is for clients to get back a degree of agency. And if that means never coming forward and that's the choice they want to make, that's great. But if they want to come forward or if they're curious about coming forward, even if they're not sure they want to sign off, they need to let us know soon.
Gregory died by suicide just days after police charged him with more than a dozen counts of sex assaults and sexual exploitation. Archer was previously convicted of abusing boys at the school and was charged with additional counts of sex assault last year. Well, still to come, a failing grade for new testing standards. Why some Alberta teachers say new requirements aren't helping students.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The vast majority of Alberta teachers who weighed in on new mandatory testing for young students say it is not helping children get additional support. Alberta's education minister passed a bill in December adding a legal requirement for kids to get screened and has now released the results of feedback gathered last year. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
In 2025, the province required teachers to conduct literacy and numeracy screenings for all kindergarten to grade 3 students.
I think it's great because it puts them in a situation where they're able to get extra help if they need it.
That's the idea, but many teachers say that's not happening.
Just getting them tested, they get this data handed back to them and no support in order to help these students thrive.
The province launched a survey to gather feedback. Over 3,500 people responded, most of them teachers of these students. More than 73% say the testing doesn't provide information that gets students more support. Alberta's education minister says they will consider the feedback.
So I think it's important that we do it, but if there's opportunities to tweak or fine-tune the timing, the frequency, other pieces, always happy to look at that.
He says that will include finding a way to inform families about the students' results.
When are they going to let us know? Because we are unaware about it. We have no idea.
Yeah, now that I know about it, I'm going to ask about it.
The vast majority of parents want to know where their kids are at so they can support them, if they can do some additional reading, some additional exercises at home.
The feedback also shows teachers are concerned about the time testing takes away from teaching and children being quizzed on skills they hadn't yet been taught, causing some of them distress.
They cry, they're upset, it gives them a negative connotation of school. And my colleagues are concerned about the harm that might cause students moving forward.
Some parents worry too.
It puts unnecessary pressure on young children.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, last year, the Alberta Teachers Association provided its own feedback report outlining similar concerns. A grand opening today for the expansion of a hospice in the foothills south of Calgary. The Foothills Country Hospice is doubling its capacity, going from 8 beds to 16. It was a project 2.5 years in the making. The expansion will enable more Albertans and their families to have quality end-of-life care.
We've had wait lists in the past as people were waiting to come to hospice, and we're able now to provide more support. We are hoping that makes the wait list shorter, because we know that it's an anxious time for people when they want their loved one in hospice care.
Well, the hospice was able to continue operating while the expansion was underway. Fish Creek Provincial Park is used by more than 3 million people annually, but it's also home to a variety of animals. Somehow they manage to find quiet, remote places to spend their day. But after dark, cameras reveal all that wildlife has a nightlife. Kevin Fleming has more on the research.
There are 19 wildlife cameras in Fish Creek Provincial Park that are triggered by movement. They're set up in remote areas off the beaten trail and capture all sorts of animals in the park, day or night.
What we're finding is that the Fish Creek Provincial Park area is a wildlife corridor. So for wildlife coming from Tsuut'ina Nation, from the Rocky Mountains, they're actually using Fish Creek as a way to get through the city of Calgary.
The park measures 13.5 square kilometers, and the cameras are part of the Calgary Connect program, run by the Mistaki Institute since 2017.
We don't want pictures of people. That is absolutely not what we're going for. And in fact, the program that Mistaki will use to analyze the photos removes people's images automatically.
Ross Anderson says volunteers with the society maintain the cameras every few months, changing batteries and switching SD cards.
We've had to move at least 1 or 2 cameras just because ants have made an anthill right by the camera. So yeah, when our volunteers check them, they need to be somewhat accessible.
Anderson has also been trying to capture images of some of the 80 beavers that live in the park. But when he sets a camera up, they're hard to see because they're working in the bushes.
It's kind of tricky. There was a couple spots that I thought would be really good where I set it up facing a active beaver channel. But when I set it up there, I actually didn't get much action from the beavers. But that's the spot where we did get the video of all the raccoons kind of washing their hands in the water.
With the beavers, we have more birds. We have better success with fish spawning, especially important given Fish Creek is a feeder stream for the Bow River.
The society wants to use any video it gathers of the beavers to help educate the public on the importance of the species in the park. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, the society also says beavers help conserve water in the park by creating ponds for other species to drink from when water levels are low. We've posted more information about the wildlife cameras in Fish Creek on our website. Well, it might be a good weekend to check out Fish Creek. It's going to warm up. Danielle has a lot more details coming up in her Skywatch forecast next.
Right, today fairly mild in the city. A normal daytime high in Calgary for this time of year is -3. We got up to +1. That was at 2 in the afternoon. Then the winds quickly switched, started to come out of the north, and temperatures quickly dropped down to about -5 in just a few hours. All right, so there's your +1 in Calgary for today, 6 in Vancouver, 8 in Victoria. -10 for Regina, so we didn't get that cold today. 6 in Toronto, 3 in Montreal, 2 in Fredericton. So overall, other than Saskatchewan, fairly mild temperatures throughout the provinces for this time of year. All right, radar and satellite, we did have a few flurries that trickled through Red Deer, down the QE2, Calgary, into the far south. Nothing significant. Couple snowflakes possible through the overnight hours, clearing out of the entire province by about midnight completely. And then that means for tomorrow, we start off with some sunshine in Calgary. down to Lethbridge. Mix of sun and cloud for Medicine Hat for the morning hours, and then it will start to cloud over later in the afternoon hours. We are looking at a cold start to the day tomorrow because winds in the morning hours will be mainly out of the north. But then they're going to switch around that noon hour and come out of the west once again. And that should get us just above freezing in the city because of that. So there you go, +1 in the afternoon. But keep in mind, in the morning to kick off the day when off to work and school, it will feel like -13 with the wind chill. All right, then after that, those winds out of the west really kick in. So it will be windy at times for the weekend, but that wind out of the west should get us up to 9 degrees for Saturday and Sunday. And then this is a longer term warm up that you're going to get here. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday, daytime highs ranging from 8 to 10 degrees. So as you know, well above normal and a nice little warm stretch. Temperatures will start to dip by Thursday of next week.
Thank you, Danielle. Still to come, a former Canadian World Junior and Calgary Hitmen star steps into coaching. Brandon Kozin comes back to the city he grew up in to help with the Canucks. Well, the Calgary Canucks coaching staff has changed a bit this year. A former Hitmen scoring star is on the bench for the AJHL squad. Here's Glenn Campbell with more.
Brandon Kozin was a scoring machine for the Calgary Hitmen. In 217 games, he scored 92 goals and added 170 assists. Kozin played 20 games with the Toronto Maple Leafs before heading overseas to the Continental Hockey League.
Far side to Brandon Kozin and over the line. Kozin in the slot, scores!
Kozin's back home now, and he's traded in his stick for a whistle. He's an assistant coach with the Calgary Canucks.
Yeah, I think it was something that I always kind of had interest in while I was playing. I always knew that maybe I would have an interest in it, and I think that there's a lot that I've learned throughout my times of playing, and I just think I want to give that knowledge back to the younger generation.
Kozin wasn't on the ice on this day. He's nursing an injured foot. Head coach Matt Robinson says he's really helped players on the offensive side of the game.
Everything from practice to going over video, and he does video one-on-one with guys a lot, and just figuring out those small details in the game that can really help you offensively.
Kozin's been a big help to players like Calgarian Nicholas Anisimowicz. The 19-year-old had previously played some games in the AHL with Canmore and Bonnyville and didn't put up much offense. In 27 games this year, he has 14 goals and 9 assists, and says Kozin has helped him a great deal.
Like for me, it's all the extra stuff after practice and showing me what to do, how to improve the little parts of my game and what I can do better.
Coaching is now in Brandon Kozin's blood, and he says he'll take it as far as he can.
Yeah, I think anytime I do something, I try and dive headfirst into it. I have goals for myself to try and get to the highest level that I can, and I think that's kind of where I'm at.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
Well, that does it for our show this evening. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.